I know you're not ready for this. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 reasons why you should always pick the mid-row seats when you get in these big jets, right? If you haven't flown, just take note of these things, right? Anyways, background of the story. So 2 days ago, I was selecting a seat on Emirates 713 to Harare. That's when I discovered that people rarely choose mid-row seats. Not middle seat, middle row seats. So today I said, no, let me go and discover 5 reasons why someone should actually choose a middle row seat. So I will discover them with you guys on Emirates 713. We are already at the airport. That's Emirates 713 to Harare, and we are being called now Group 4 and Group 5. So I'll catch you inside. So this time around, I'm coming from Lusaka to Harare, and I said, let me go and do my check-in online. So when I did my check-in online, I'm now choosing my seat, right? I realized that all these window seats were taken. So I said, yeah, what do I do? I said, no, I'm going to sort this out. I'm going to make a video about why people should choose the middle row seats. And with that being said, I went on the flight and I tried to find those 5 reasons. So with you, I want to hear which one is your favorite reason. For that, let's get into it. Okay guys, we are now in the aircraft. So middle row seats, the first thing, yeah, this one is a complicated one. So you're supposed to have one person that side, one person that side. Then you'll be between 2 people. So the way you're going to keep quiet, we're going to talk. But anyways, let's discover the 5 reasons why you should actually be sitting on a mid-row seat during a flight. Connections is number 1. Connections. So the first reason why you should actually choose a mid-row seat, right, in these big jets is that you get access to a lot of connections, right? So remember I said these big jets, they have 3 seats this side, 3 seats that side, then there are 4 seats in the middle, right? So the connections here come, right? When I came, I was sitting next to a Chinese guy here in the black woman here. So these Chinese guys, you have chance because there's no way a Chinese guy is going to come from all the way from China to Zimbabwe for the sake of just coming. He's into business. So you get access to these business people. If this black woman, you never know what she's doing, but you have an advantage because you speak the same language, you are of the same ethnicity, right? And at the same time, you can just get some advice from what she has learned growing up, and you know what. But if you are sitting on the window seat, you know what's going to happen? You only have one person, this one, sitting next to you. Yeah. So if this person doesn't have value, you are doomed. So you actually need to choose the mid-row seat because you can sit here, or here, right? Then you can choose anyone you can speak to you. So that's the first one for you, right? So let's go on reason number 2. So the second reason is that if you are someone who wants to speak to people, right, like me, you want to speak to a lot of people, you want all these conversations and you want to ask questions, maybe, when you travel, you want to ask you, okay, what lesson can you get from a Chinese guy? What lesson can you get from this person, right? And where are these people going? I always ask those questions. So if you are sitting on a window seat, right, you only have one option again. Meaning that you have this person. If this person is not really into conversations, they don't like you, they think that you are weird, then it means that you no longer have an option because you are supposed to be speaking to this person if you are sitting on the window seat. But if you are sitting on the mid-row seat, right, what happens? You have 2 options, which means you can speak to this person or that person, or you can speak to this person or that person. So that's actually a plus for you. So you can actually have a wonderful journey, especially if you are going on a long journey. That will be a plus for you. Remember, the major reason why I'm giving you these reasons is because I want you guys to book the middle row seats so that I can book the window seat. Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to convince you with more reasons why you should actually book the middle row seats. Anyways, number 3, right? you are very far away from the windows. So you know what? For some people, when the aeroplane gets airborne or it's now descending or it's banking, what's banking? Banking is when it's making a turn, So if you're sitting on a window seat, sometimes you get to see the ground and you feel like, the plane is about to go down. You start to think all these things, right? So if you are like that, you have to sit here, the mid-row seats, because the mid-row seats, you are very far away from the windows. So you are not going to have anxiety. You're not going to throw out. You're not going to do all those sort of things because you are comfortable here. Actually, speaking of being comfortable, that's the reason number 4, right? Because you are also away from these wings, right? So the aeroplane, you are at the center point of the aeroplane. That's where you have maybe the center of mass for the aeroplane. I know what you're thinking. If you don't know physics, you don't know about center of mass. So listen. That's the most stable part of the aeroplane, right? The mid-row, right? So if you hit some turbulence and if there's some, the pilot is just doing some of these things with the aeroplane, right? You are at this stable point of the aeroplane. So that's the most comfortable place to be around. I said, remember, I'm giving you all these reasons so that you don't book the window seats so that I get a window seat next time. Anyways, let's go for reason number 5, right? So you have access to 2 groups of flight attendants. So if you are sitting on this side or that side, you only have access to one flight attendant. And if this flight attendant doesn't like you, or they think that you have too much demands and stuff like that, or they are just having a bad day, what, you know what's going to happen? You are also going to have a bad day if they just don't like you. But if you're sitting here and there are 3 seats here, 3 seats here, there will be 2 corridors or 2 passages in the aeroplane. So you can make your request to this flight attendant or to this other flight attendant. You see, I'm giving you some good tips. So any request that you have access to flight attendant. But there's no way this other flight attendant is going to cross over to this other side because they divide the aeroplane. This one is working that side, this one is working that side. So make sure you book that middle row seats. Anyways, let me give you some more, right? You are closer to emergency exits. Speaking of that, there's a lot of headroom. Headroom when you're sitting on the mid-row seats. So if you're tall and if you want more air, you don't want to feel like you are in a what you call it, in a small compartment, right? When you're sitting on the window seat, right? Usually because of these the design of the aircraft, different aircraft have different design, but you have the least headroom. Why? Because the headroom, there is always the way, there's a way they make their, cabins inside the airplane, right? Such that it's going to be like this. And because of that, now, you don't have anything else. And if you're sitting on the window seat, right, because of that, the aircons, they are actually near you. So you feel, if you turn it, you feel it will be cold, but in the middle, it's going to be good because also you have other aircons, right? Someone will be blowing maybe a warm air, someone will be blowing a cold air, and it's going to be a mix in the whole environment. But on these window seats, you are going to be experiencing your own air, right? Now, that's a disadvantage because if you don't know how to control those knobs, right? Yeah, you're going to be feeling cold. And speaking of emergency exits, right? Yeah, I think I have something for you. So the bonus point is that you are going to be closer to some exits. Why? Because there's a lot of headroom, right, on the mid-row seats as compared to the other seats. Now, if let's say there's an emergency, you can just quickly jump on the seats and you'll be like going, woo, bam, bam. If you're sitting on the window seat, you know what's happening. If there's an emergency, you wait for other people to come out and everything like that, because you can't come out of this seat because you have little headroom, and because of little headroom, you know what's going to happen. You will find it difficult to jump on these seats, so you have to wait for this person next to you to move. So you have to be sitting on the middle row seat. Because on the middle row seat, you can just jump and you're just going anywhere, right? Because there's a lot of room for you to actually move on top of the seat. Like you can just throw your and you just get out. So I told you these middle row seats, they are good for you. So which reason do you actually think is the best reason for you to choose a middle row seat? I told you about comfort. Actually, there's another reason. There's another reason. If you are moving as a couple or as a family, the middle row seats give you access to 4 seats. So you can have anyone you can talk to. Maybe even if you are doing group travel, you can have more people to talk to. You can actually enjoy if you're traveling. If you're 4 or 5, someone can choose that seat, someone can choose that seat, then the 4 people can choose this seat. So you have someone here, someone there, then 4 people will be sitting here. That is going to be more of a family thing. I'm telling you, this one is actually good. Guys, that being said, let's go. Bye-bye.